Make sure you get all your bay leaves into the water because that's going to go in. It's going to add more flavor to the rice. Okay. So you bring that to a boil. I like to add a lot of my seasonings at this point. And it just kind of, it helps it to infuse with the rice while it's cooking. I use my squish, my minced garlic, because it's really strong. Has a really nice smell to it. And grab a spoon. Basically, I do a spoonful of the minced garlic. Give or take, it's really up to you. Like I said, we really like the garlic. And then I push it back, I squish it, and I let some of the juice come out. And let that kind of flavor that. And just kind of stir that in once I get mixed in with the rest of the water. Okay. I'm also going to add salt and pepper. And this is where all your flavor is going to come from, is from just all the seasonings you put in. You don't need all the butter because this will give you more complex flavors and will do it without giving you a ton of fat into the meal. So we'll just add crushed red pepper. And like I said, all these different flavors are optional. We prefer this, and that's kind of that. I mean, you can add really anything. You could add jalapenos, you could add parsley, you could add mushrooms, you could add really anything. I would add a lot of the other things, but oh, this is chili powder. Sorry. And then garlic powder, because we're garlic addicts. Anyways, I would add a lot of the other things like jalapenos and mushrooms and things like that, but I have to remember it's not just me eating it, it's everyone. So, kind of work with what everyone's happy with. Just kind of give that a good stir, make sure everything's nice and mixed together. What we're going to do is light the skillet. And then let that come to a boil real quick. And while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. It's really, really helpful to clean up as you go, because then you have pretty much no mess when you're done, which is really, really nice. Okay, so cleaned up a little bit. Now the water is boiling. Basically, this is where you want it to be. And it's really good, because now you can really smell all the seasonings you put in there. So what you do is you dump in the rice, give it a quick stir. Make sure it's nice and mixed in with all the liquid. Okay, so it's in there. And then I'm going to wait for that to kind of start bubbling up again. It really shouldn't take too long at all because we haven't reduced the heat yet. Okay, see how it's starting to bubble up a bit? What we're going to do now is we reduce the heat. Let me get this so you can see the heat. Reduce heat. I don't know if you have gas or electric, but I have gas. So you reduce it to about there, kind of really, really low heat. Okay, and then you cover it. And you let that cook for about 20 minutes. Or if it's not done by 20 minutes, it's still kind of liquidy, because I think I might have put a little bit too much liquid in there because I was trying to make up and stuff. Things happen. Anyways, if it's still a little liquidy, just let it cook for a little bit longer. It'll absorb the liquid in time. And that's that. Let's come over here and check the chicken real quick, actually. Because shredding the chicken takes a while. That's the only bad thing. Yeah, see, it's cooled down enough to where we can touch it. So what we're going to do now is, if you don't like touching food, this is a really bad recipe for you because it involves a lot of touching food. Basically, you take the chicken and you just rip it to bits. And you just do this with all of it. And it's really good because this will actually it'll be done by 6:30. Okay. Make sure you time everything you're cooking, or else you're going to run into issues. So it takes about half an hour to boil the chicken, get that done, and then it takes about 20 minutes for the rice to finish. So altogether this meal takes about 20 minutes. So just shred and you'll be good. Okay, when you're done you'll have a pile of shredded chicken like this. Just shred it all into a plate and you're good to go. The rice is done, so now what we're going to do is you take the lid off the rice, dump in the chicken. This is why you need a big skillet. I already pulled out the peas because it's going to take up a lot of room. Take the peas. Sorry. Pour in the peas. And then
was not the entire bag.
No, it was about half a bag of peas. And then you open up a thing of pimentos. This is more or less however many you want. I tend to do a few spoonfuls. 1, 2. I tend to drain out the juice in it. And then 3. And that's probably good. Take this and you stir it all in. Just mix it really well with the rice. You can hear it start to sizzle. Basically, once this is all nice and mixed together, you're going to just let it cook until the peas are done. Usually I only do about 2 chicken breasts for a bag of rice, and I did 4 chicken breasts for a bag of rice. I'm going to turn this off for a second. So there's a lot more chicken than I normally have in here. It's not bad, it really just depends on your preference. Just get that all nice and mixed in. This is a lot more chicken than I normally do, isn't it? Alex nodded his head, I don't know. He always can. Get it nice and mixed together. When you're done, it'll look something like this. Depending on the amount of chicken you use, once again, do more or less chicken. And then just kind of let the heat work on this and cook up the peas. I'm the cook, so I can do that. You don't need it on very high because at this point the rice will start to brown to the bottom, unless you like that. I personally like the browned up bits on the bottom of the pan. I wash the spoon, so I'm not gross. And what you do here is you stir it. Make sure the rice doesn't stick to the bottom too badly. But like I said, I like the burned up bits on the bottom because I just think they're absolutely delicious. Others would disagree, but it's all preference really. And this just goes until the peas are no longer frozen, no longer really cold. Make the whole thing kind of hot. And then that'll be that. And you now have paella.